I'm here at Destiny City Comics in Tacoma, Washington. This is one of the first comic book shops I've ever been to in Washington State. It's a fantastic local shop, really great community aspect. And sadly, I'm here for the last time. They're closing their doors on February 28th. We're talking to the co-owner, Ethan HD. Let's see what he has to say.
My name is Ethan HD. I am one half of the owners of Destiny City Comics with my wife, Stephanie. We ended up buying the shop from the original owner in December 2019. So it was like 3 months before the pandemic hit. So strategically, probably not the best time, but I think in the long run it worked out for us. The biggest reason we wanted to buy Destiny City Comics was we had shopped here for 2 years prior, and we love the focus on things that were outside the realm of like Marvel and DC. The original owner did a lot of things that included like authors and creators of color. There's a lot of LGBTQ content, things that like weren't available at other shops. And so that, I want to say October 2019, he had posted that he was closing up the store, and I had reached out and was out of curiosity, is there anything we could do to help, or would you be interested in selling the store? Like, does that financially make sense? And then by December 1st that same year, we had started our lease with the store. And a big part of our drive to keep the shop open was the fact that it was a great community space, and they were doing a lot of things that other shops weren't doing. They were carrying local zines and like comics by local creators, and they weren't like filing them or tucking them away, but they were out and present. They had their own space that was very forward-facing, and we just felt like that was something that wouldn't have been picked up by another store, that somebody else wouldn't have taken that ball and ran with it. And so we kind of felt like a bit of an obligation as like Tacomans, if I think that's the nomenclature, but it's Tacomans to take over the shop and kind of just keep that going and put our own spin on it. Yeah, I mean, my favorite part of the shop is definitely like having that community aspect and just being able to connect folks in the neighborhood, in the community. That's something that I feel like sometimes you kind of miss with like online, and I'm not hating on like online retailers or like online sellers, but it's a very like one-to-one relationship to everybody, but all these people aren't connected. Whereas like with us, like our bookstore, like our book club, we had somebody who like is looking for a job, and the fact that there's people in the book club who can right then and there go like, oh, like my place is hiring, people down the street from me are hiring. And that's something you don't get, that like, that's part of like the physical retail, like the small business retail of it, is being able to kind of be this nexus point for everyone to meet. I guess kind of like the last things we're doing, we're gonna keep the book club going after we close. That's a big thing, as far as just try to still hold a bit of space, hold a bit of community. We're gonna kind of help foster some other events. We did so well this month that we made one less book order and got a bunch of our favorite like young adult and like kid-friendly graphic novels, and we're just gonna hit up a bunch of like the free little libraries around town and just kind of stock those up. So we're just trying to find ways we could still be active, still be beneficial to the community in some way. The biggest thing I'd say though, and this isn't just for us, but for comic shops, kind of just small business in general, is like the biggest way to support obviously is financially. That's not always possible for everybody. Even just sharing things on social media, telling people about small shops. And also, I understand that buying from like the big A feels very like, oh, it's a very easy thing to do. Those people aren't gonna host your book clubs. Those people don't host your little league teams. Those people aren't gonna support your community. They do not care about your community. And also, most of the things you think you can get a deal on, like with big box retailers, I promise if you go to like your local space, whatever that is, they can hook you up with that. We needed 30 rolls of duct tape for a project we were working on. We went to the artist and craftsman supply store that here locally in Tacoma and just said, hey, could we just put in a big order with you next time you guys do an order? And they hooked it up right there on the spot. If you do the littlest bit of research and asking, I promise everything you think you can get online, somebody in your city can do for you. My favorite thing I think we ever got to do in the store was a mix of everything. Somebody from the local high school was doing a video class project where they had to film a commercial, and they wanted to do one for us, and so I pitched, oh, could we do like a wrestling thing? And they got all these cool shots, and my favorite is there's a video of me jumping off our counter and doing an elbow drop through a table on another wrestler. And I love that somebody brought that into their high school classroom and said, this is what I did over the weekend. And yeah, I think that's probably the dopest thing we've done. Like as far as things that like, when I think about like, I don't know, make me happy inside. Yeah, I would say if you want to keep tabs on me, I'm still active in professional wrestling. It's all under Ethan HD and my Instagram and my Blue Sky and all that. So if you want to see me beat up people, that's totally available.
Destiny City Comics will be missed. It's always a sad day when a comic book shop closes, when a small business closes. So this is your reminder to shop local because small businesses are the heart of the community. So yeah, you could follow along Destiny City Comics on Instagram. They'll have their book club going on there still. And thank you so much for watching. And remember, buy comics at your local comic book shop. Do it. And read more stuff. I'll see you later. All right, I think we got everything. It's time to say our goodbyes officially. I'm a very socially anxious person. I have to film in public all the time, especially cons. I'm scared. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being in the video. And yeah, thank you. See you later.